Hi, and welcome to your virtual class today. We're going to be talking about mob mentality and what makes a person change and do something they normally would not do. Mob mentality is defined with other words you may hear is herd mentality, mob mentality, pack mentality, and also gang mentality. This describes how people can be influenced by their peers to adopt certain behaviors on a largely emotional, not rational basis. Individuals that are affected by mob mentality make different decisions than they would if they were in the individual state. This is not a rational thought. This is not something that we think, oh, we're going to go and do this. This is an emotional occurrence that happens because the people around you are feeling that way. So what causes this? According to psychologist Dr. Nicola Davies, there are 6 different reasons why mob mentality happens. The first one is de-individuation, and that's when people are a part of a group, and so they lose that self-awareness. They don't think as an individual, but they think as a whole. They also become a type of identity as a group identity and not the individual identity. And so they don't think as they would as an individual. Another reason is emotions. And we know that our emotions lead us to do so many things, being emotional, excitement, anger, hostility, whatever the emotion is, that you feed off the emotion in that group. And so the mob mentality is that emotions make the group do something. And that if somebody around you is feeling a certain emotion, that you will feel that as well. Acceptability. This is found in social media, in groups where you want to feel included, you want to be accepted, and something that you would not normally do and that wouldn't be accepted, it becomes accepted because the others in the group are carrying them out. So if everybody's doing it, I'm going to do it. Anonymity. You're anonymous in a large group. People aren't going to recognize the individual because they're looking at what the group is doing. And so you get that sense of, well, I'm not going to get in trouble because the whole group is doing it. Diffusion of responsibility. That being a part of a group creates that perception that violent and unacceptable behavior is not the personal responsibility. It goes back to the anonymity that the group is responsible. I'm not going to get in trouble. So let's watch this quick video to help explain this.
Herd behavior is our human tendency to follow the crowd, leading us to make decisions we might not have made if we were alone. It often comes down to social pressure, the need to conform and avoid being an outcast. It's a belief that so many people can't be wrong, and maybe they know something we don't. Just look at the bursting of the dot-com bubble. Investors sank their money into internet-related companies, even though many didn't have sound business models at the time. Every time there's a new investment fad, financial professionals are put under pressure to follow the herd, and it's easy to see the temptation. Because if it works out, everybody's happy. If it doesn't, well, everybody else was doing it anyway.
So that thought process of everybody else is doing it, that is mob behavior, herd mentality. If your parents always say, if your friends say go jump off a cliff, are you going to go too? That's joining the bandwagon. And that's another one of the phrases that you'll hear when it talks about mob mentality, is that people do something because other people are doing it. It doesn't matter what their beliefs are. They tend to just ignore what they've been taught, what they actually know. And so people start doing things because it's cool and everybody does it. Join the bandwagon. So how does this work in today's society? Social media is probably our biggest problem with mob mentality, road rage, Twitter wars. You've seen so many people that'll get in Twitter wars and have that social media, they wouldn't act like that normally. They wouldn't get on social media and yell at somebody or talk about how somebody looks or whatever. They wouldn't do that face to face because not everybody does that. So the mob mentality that they can kind of get away with it online and the anonymity of being online. We do it with restaurant choices and clothing choices and what our appearances look like. We do it in sports. Why do we all cheer at the same time? Why do we all boo at the same time? Because everybody's doing it. And advertisement uses this mentality to get you to do things, to get you to buy things, go to certain places, think certain ways. We're in the middle of the elections right now, and the mob mentality is so strong. And we could spend 2 hours just talking about elections and mob mentality. Then in the high school, a lot of times, and out in public too, but I know you guys have seen fights that have happened that because the whole crowd was cheering it on, it actually happened worse. So in the Crucible, which is what we're going to talk about this week, our goal is to identify how mob mentality changed the normal behavior of the people in Salem. And so we're going to look at, well, everybody was doing it, so I did it too. And how that wouldn't be the normal behavior and how that mirrors what's going on in today's society. So what I want you to do today is to actually think about when mob mentality has been seen in your life. Where was it? Even if it wasn't you personally, did you see it on TV? Did you see it on the internet? Did you see where, the society changed how they normally would behave because the crowd was doing it? And how do you think it would have been different had mob mentality not been part of that activity? So like I said, we're going to spend this week and next week reading the Crucible and seeing how mob mentality really does affect that story, and then also look at how mob mentality is still into effect today. So good luck and have a great week. Bye.